listeners, welcome back to Off Over 50 and Fired Up. Now what with Linda
and Shelley.
So last episode we did a refresher on branding. Now we're going to get into a refresher on networking. But before we get started, Shelley, what's your wine recommendation to our listeners?
Well, Linda, guess what?
Guess what? What?
It's a red wine.
It is.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
But this time it's actually from Portugal.
Ah.
It's called Barros, and it's quite tasty, Lynn. And actually, it's from a little peninsula called Setúbal. Do you know where that is?
No, I don't. Because I'm from one of the islands on the Azores, just off the coast of Portugal.
I see. So you're not from the mainland?
No, I'm more exotic than that.
Oh, exotic.
Cheers to exotic.
Cheers.
So let's get to the handoff discussion part of our podcast to provide our listeners with a refresher on network and networking. Do you remember our epic series on networking with 5 episodes?
Yes, Linda. It was epic, but not in the biblical sense, and I actually got a lot from it. It was very informative.
So what do you remember from that epic series, Shelley?
Well, what I really remember is all the stuff that Prem had to say about leveraging colleagues as a form of network.
Well, with the magic of technology, we don't have to remember ourselves anything about what was said back then. We can listen to Prem himself.
And what he had to say?
Yes.
Have you been talking to people at your past company to help you?
Yeah, they've also been really good in a couple different spaces, right? So I'll talk to them on, hey, I've heard this terminology being used in the market. I don't quite understand that, but I know you and I worked on that very closely. I'll call a friend up at the company, and he spent a half hour and just said, hey, here's what that means. Here are what the implications of that are, and help walk me through stuff. This one person in particular has also been terrific about, hey, I got a call from a recruiter about this type of role, and I thought of you first, because they called them and said they're looking for the background of people at the company that you're at, and here are the type of skill sets we're looking for. So referred it on to me. So that, those are some areas of particular help that they're doing. So yeah, they've been absolutely tremendous. The other cool thing is the people who I worked so closely with there, again, the people that know me, they know my work style. So before I go into interviews I've had, I'll call them and say, what do you think my gaps are going to be if I'm going to go into this interview? Because they've worked with me on a project, and they've helped fix and correct and give me feedback. Incredibly helpful.
I think we've done a really good job of leveraging Prem's advice. We've been able to reach out to our network, our past colleagues, and even our suppliers to help us in getting our consulting business off the ground.
Yes, it's one of my favorite things to do, reaching out to people.
Right, Shelley. We know how much you love to network.
Yes. As a Shelley shut-in, I sure do love those network meetings.
All right. So Prem gave us some great advice, which helped him land a job in an area of his interest, which we're hoping to get him back in an upcoming episode to talk about returning to work and his experience, along with a few other of our colleagues. But we also had some great tips from our guest, Scotty, in Season 1, who helped us navigate the waters of LinkedIn and networking meetings. So, in this episode, we have a one-off with our returning guest, Scott, to give us an update on what's new on LinkedIn and networking meetings. Welcome back, Scott.
Hi, Linda. Hi, Shelley. How are you guys doing today?
Good. How are you, Scott?
I'm doing well. Nice sunny day here. Glad to be back.
So, Scott, I had a couple questions on LinkedIn. I really wanted to know, is there anything new that's happening there? Like any enhancements or techniques that we should know about?
Well, these might not be the most earth-shattering things you've ever heard about, but one of the things that's coming out soon is multiple reactions. Instead of just being able to say you like something, there'll be 5 other things you could react to it.
You mean like it's really freaking great? I hate it? What do you mean?
Like different level?
Yeah, along those lines that might have a different reaction than just like.
And do you think it's because they want to maybe start scoring this stuff and develop some analytics maybe?
Well, it's a little more Facebook-y. I think they're trying to bring in that type of engagement that happens there.
Okay, so more engagement.
The other thing, and I'm not sure whether I think this is good or bad, it may be bad for the job seeker, is they're adding this concept of teammates. And what teammates will do is if you're at the same company and you become teammates, they'll see your content when it comes out. And that could kind of dilute in other individual contributors that are out there because they're constantly seeing their own teammates' content.
So it narrows down their exposure?
Well, I'm not sure how to react to it yet, but yeah, I think that could happen.
Interesting.
So you have a little bit of a problem with this whole thing about LinkedIn. Like you can get the LinkedIn for free or you can get the LinkedIn premium. And you're not sold on it, right, Shelley?
No. I mean, Scott, do you use LinkedIn Premium?
I do use LinkedIn Premium, but I'm a very active user. I'm on generally every day and I'm posting content and reaching out to people all the time. One of the things I've heard from several coaches is that they don't necessarily recommend it for all their job seekers that are out there. One thing though is you do get more searches on Premium. You do get lynda.com, and it will also to a degree extend your reach beyond what you would not having Premium. So more people can see you on Premium than on the regular.
And what does Lynda do?
Lynda's kind of an educational website. It's business-based trainings. It could be software. It could be organizational development, all kinds of different things. I recently took something on SQL there, Python, all kinds of good things.
Okay, so it's all these little mini trainings?
All kinds of mini trainings. They could be from 8 hours to 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay, you know what? I think, our producer kind of mentioned that around the fact that for him in the whole creative area, it's been really, really helpful.
Well, that's great.
So does lynda.com, does the L stand for learning, I'm assuming?
It stands for
Lynda.
Lynda.
Oh.
With a Y.
Oh, with the Y. Because
It's a woman.
It's a woman, and she's offering all of these trainings and all this.
She built her
connections to
brand
training?
around her name.
Oh, I see. So she built a brand.
Branding.
Branding.
We like that.
Last episode. I like that. Lynda with a Y. So I know you've recently done a presentation on LinkedIn strategies to a group. So what tips did you provide them?
It was all built around what I call my Huber strategy. And Huber stands for help others, understand your success, be visible, extend your reach, and have a recruiter-ready profile. So one of the big things that's a little different about this is it really helps you understand your success. Whether you're making progress, getting more people to view your profile, whether your content's getting better, all those kind of things that really help you stand out and bring people to you. Are you getting recruiters to search you? I've talked to a lot of people, they don't understand what the statistics mean. So it's one of the key pieces of value that I add. But I also have a good concept of what a recruiter-ready profile is and the settings that you might have to additionally set in LinkedIn to be most visible. The other thing is what it means to be visible, how you post or comment or like, share content to be out there, how you extend your reach, how you increase your group membership to 10 million users, how many super connectors that you're connected to. Super connectors might have 5 to 10,000 users.
10 million users?
10 million group users.
Wow.
Group users. Okay. So the tips and stuff that you did in the presentation, are they available like on LinkedIn for other people to be able to view or look at?
The tips aren't available necessarily in a format that I've delivered, but I've taken lots of things from LinkedIn and kind of pulled together this entire strategy.
Okay, so you've harnessed all your feedback and your learnings.
Exactly. I've taken what I've learned and what other people have learned and pulled it together into a comprehensive strategy.
And so can others leverage that strategy? Can they get to know it? Do you have available on LinkedIn?
Well, I'm certainly willing to do the presentation to other groups.
Okay, excellent. So maybe we'll put a link on our toolkit for that if people are interested.
Right, and maybe he'll end up being Scotty.com like Lynda.com.
So, Scott, we're going to get to Shelley's favorite topic next. network meetings. I know you're out there every week. You still do quite a bit of them. And so do you get something out of them still?
Besides giveaways?
Certainly. I do a general job search meeting every Monday. And that I kind of use to start off the week and help me get focused on what I need to do. But I don't suggest you do more than one job search meeting a week unless it's something that you're just dying to go to. Otherwise, you're stuck going to all these meetings with job seekers when you really need to get out there and talk to people that are working, and especially, as I said, extend your reach up to executives who can help you create a job.
So you want to be with people who can hire you.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
It does make sense.
And, one of the things I found out along the way, certain months are much better than others for certain type of events. May is going to be a big month. May 2nd, I'm going to New York City to go to Tech Day. And after that, I'm going to go to a built-in NYC event where there's going to be about 10 companies that are planning to hire people. So I'm going to meet people at those companies.
So it's like a little job fair?
Not necessarily job fair. It's much more fun. It's going to be at Stage 48, so the music's going to be blaring, and there'll be food and drinks.
Oh, free food and drinks.
There you go.
Maybe lots of red wine.
Much more social. Much more like more social networking.
Yeah. And I'm doing another event on the 7th. Actually, 2 events on the 7th I got planned already. And one of them is Adam Savage from Mythbusters, and he's going to be doing a talk at Company, which is right next door to Grand Central. He's giving away his new book.
So I like that. Right next to Grand Central, no fuss, no muss. You're just right in there, zip, zip.
Exactly. And then I'm going to go to a Salesforce event. Salesforce is the largest CRM out there, and they're going to have all kinds of people that work with Salesforce and in their ecosystem. So, maybe something will come of it.
So you really do plan ahead. Like you're really looking at all the events well in advance and making sure you know how to kind of schedule them so you can make the most out of the ones that are going to be more applicable to you.
Exactly. And the other thing is I leveraged LinkedIn then to say, I'm going. If you're going to be there, I'd love to meet you and see if we can make some kind of connection at that point in time. Or because I'm going to be in the city, I'll reach out to people in my network that are in the city and see if I can get 15, 30 minutes of their time that day.
Interesting. So, Shelley, that's your worst nightmare. Pre-networking to go to a networking meeting.
That ain't going to happen. It's not in it. I'm not in it. I can't do it. I'm very proud of you, Scotty, that you do these things. So thanks, Scott, for coming back for our networking refresher. That's a wrap.
So in addition to this episode on networking, you should check out our series from Season 1, episodes 17 through 21, and refer to all the tools and people references on our off toolkit on our website, www.over50andfiredup.com.
And don't forget that you can get our wine recommendations too.
Of course. And please also give us your feedback and stories by going on our website and clicking on Contact Us, or just email us at offnowwhat@gmail.com. Or comment on our Twitter or LinkedIn sites.
And remember to follow us on Twitter and LinkedIn.
Thanks for listening. Bye.